So here's the basic exterior services. The main four, those you'll want to memorize: painting, siding, roofing, and windows. So those are the main four services. Most companies in our industry that are exteriors companies only do the bottom three. So they'll do siding, roofing, windows. Why do you think they don't get into painting? Too many of them.
No one likes painting. It's a mess.
It's a mess.
Well, I think
roofing's a mess too.
Yeah, for the most part, they just think there's no money in it.
Yep.
And the other thing is that how do you get good people to paint well, and and pricing it, and they just flinch at it. We don't do that.
Yep. And those are all really good points.
One of the main things I found out when I was painting for a living is everybody thinks they can paint.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So why hire someone else?
Exactly.
I know I suck.
So, there's a lot of exteriors companies. In fact, I would say 95% of exteriors companies don't do painting. Okay? Does anybody see that as a big opportunity?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. Because you're one of the only guys in the Twin Cities market, I can tell you right now, that's going to be trained on, well, yeah, Miss Jones, I could give you a price on siding versus painting. Everybody else is going to go in there and try and sell them one way or the other. You're going to be the only guy that's going to be able to go in and be like, here's option A, here's the pros and cons, here's option B, here's the pros and cons. You make your own decision, and they're going to love you for it. Anytime you can come in and kind of give a third party, let me step back and show you the pros and cons and let you make your own decision. I'm here to give you some hardcore facts on painting. Painting is probably the highest margin item we have on our price guide, hands down, period. Painting margins for us are about 50%. You'd be lucky to get 20%, right? Painting margins are out of this world. We can charge 40 to 50 bucks an hour, pay a guy 20 bucks an hour to do the work. They're real happy working for 20 an hour too. Tyler Johnson is our main painting crew leader, and he is very good. He's very, very good. In fact, I just landed a $60,000 insurance job off a paint job he did early last summer. The guy called me back in the fall. He said, "You guys blew my mind away. The owner of Rogers Pet Clinic, like to have you guys come out." He had already signed a contract with another company, but liked us so much that, or his wife had signed the original contract. He liked us so much that he canceled the original contract, cut them a check to cancel it, and went with us. And so that just goes to show. I could have went in and hired, the guy who barely speaks English at 10 bucks an hour to do that job. But really, I lost a $60,000 job had I done that. So it's not always about saving money, it's about thinking long term. Siding, roofing, and windows are all very, very easy to sell. They're all piece rate sold. Painting, yeah, it's way harder to bid a painting job. I mean, siding is pretty straightforward. How many square feet do you have? What product are you selling? Here's the price. Painting is like, well, how much surface prep do we have? What are the issues that are going on the house? Do you know what intercoat adhesion failure is? Wax bleed, bleaching, blistering, all these different paint failures and things like that. If that kind of is like, well, I have no idea what you're talking about, good, because we're going to go through all that stuff today. So.
I got blistering.
Blistering. So those are the main services. The sister services that kind of go with each of those is staining. So we'll stain decks with siding. Obviously, we offer the maintenance-free soffit and fascia. If you don't know what these terms are, we'll get into that. That's fine. We do roof snow removal in the winters. That's been fairly lucrative for us right now. And we do doors. It's not a huge moneymaker for us, but again, if we're going to be an all-service one-stop shop, we really have to kind of look at doing doors and other things when the customer needs it. So we're going to go over to United Products here in a minute. We're going to go through samples. You guys want to write this down? I'm going to kind of tell you what our main suppliers are. United Products right next door is obviously our big one. They carry siding, roofing, window products there. Another big one is Edco Arrowhead. That's down in Hopkins. They carry siding. That's where we get most of our soffit and fascia, which is trim materials. It's called Edco. Those are probably our two main suppliers. Other suppliers are obviously our paint supplier, The two big paint suppliers in the industry, there's a few of them out there. Hirschfield's and Sherwin-Williams, yep. I've had a relationship with Sherwin for 8 years. I love selling the Sherwin products. I love going into a Sherwin. It's set up where they get you in, they get you out, and they're very good about helping train. Trying to buy your paint at like a Home Depot, good luck. You know? So, and I really like the Sherwin products, and I'm familiar with them. Our main painting guy, Tyler, however, he's a Hirschfield's fan. So I'll sell a Sherwin product, and then he'll come to me and be like, well, I think we should use this Hirschfield's product. So I'm kind of coming around to the dark side, slowly learning the Hirschfield's products, but, you know, for the most part, I'm going to train you guys on the Sherwin products. But you guys, you're a broker. You're not tied into any supplier. You guys can sell whatever products you want. You just have to make sure you make your margin. So if you're going to go outside of the products I'm going to recommend, you got to make sure that you do a cost analysis. We're going to go into how we bid, what our strategy is, and things like that, so you understand how to do that. But that is an option for you. If you got a customer that's like dead set on getting Marvin windows, that's what you're going to sell them, is Marvin windows. Even though that's not something you're going to be able to price out on the spot, you'll take the measurements, go back, get a quote, add in our margin, come out with a written proposal for them. So, and then we're going to go through products over at there. With all of our products, we look at a good, better, best strategy with the customer. So we don't come in. I always tell people good, better, best. I like to say, you know, the Cadillac, the Rolls Royce, and the Benz. In no particular order.
You put in the Rolls Royce before Benz?
Yeah. Yeah.
You must really like Mercedes-Benz.
But I do. Good, better, best.
You meant
though.
Bentley.